What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back in another video. What's up, y'all? So right now it is currently 4 in the morning, and I decided, you know what? I want to do the 24-hour manga challenge. Now, I've been wanting to do this challenge for a couple years now. Ever since I saw a couple other creators do it, it seemed like so much fun. So I haven't had the time. Now I finally have time. So I woke up now. I typically wake up at this time, so it's nothing new for me. So I'm going to try out the 24-hour manga challenge. So I did pick out 24 volumes. So here is the first set that I got right here. And I also have this second set. So my goal is to basically finish reading all 24 of these series. Now here is also a list of the manga, just in case you couldn't really see it that clearly. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read everything. Now, the way I'm going to do the challenge is I'm just going to read, and the challenge is going to end basically 4 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm not going to break it up into days, like the accumulative time of reading. I only got a day free to actually do this challenge, so I'm just gonna try it out and see if I can do it. So I think it's early in the morning. I haven't eaten yet. I just woke up, so I decided, you know what, let me try out a simple one. Let's start this off with Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead, Volume 19. So I'll tell you guys what it's about. I guess I might have to give spoilers for this video. I'll try to stay away from it as much as I can, but these reviews at the end may be a little weird without it, but I'll play it by ear at this point. So this is the 24-hour manga challenge. Let's get it started. They're literally getting chased by a zombie sloth. I love this manga. So that's it. I read Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. I really do enjoy the series. So for this particular volume, basically Akira and the gang, they are going to they're going to a zoo because they have to get an ostrich egg for the vaccine that they're creating. So one of his bucket list things is to ride an ostrich. So the entire time he's trying to convince himself that there's no way an ostrich can be zombified because they're too fast. The cheetah and the ostrich are the two fastest land animals, and he spouts off all these facts about the ostrich, and he's just talking about all that, and it's just hilarious. That's basically the entire volume, that they're in the zoo, and they're basically fighting zombie animals at this point. So they have fought, like, obviously they fought otter, they fought birds, they fought, some of the petting zoos, they fought porcupine, then they go to like the safari zone, they fight lions, tigers, giraffes and all that. Like, they fight a whole bunch of stuff. So that was really fun. I mean, I normally don't really like comedy series, but I just really do enjoy Zom 100, and the fact that it is finally like winding down, I'm so happy. I do still think it should have been a little bit shorter. I don't know where it's gonna end, but I don't think it might be like 23, 24 volumes. I think that's just a little too long for me, but an amazing, amazing series. So now let's see what I'm going to read next. So next thing I decided to read is Soul Leveling Volume 13. So with Zom 100, that took me about 20 minutes to read. So I'm assuming Soul Leveling is gonna be quicker because Soul Leveling doesn't have as much text. But this is gonna be hard. I didn't think reading this is gonna be as difficult as it is because one, it's just a lot of volumes. But let's get started. So I am done. I didn't realize. I think this is the final volume. Because I know the other two are side stories, but wow, I think this was the final volume. So, being the final volume, it is what you think. Sung Jin-woo is fighting the final war against the monarchs. For those of you who've been watching the anime, you don't know necessarily what that means as of yet, but it's so interesting. It's been so long since I read Soul Leveling, like since between volume 12 and 13. It's been so long that I completely forgot. Yeah, this, I'm pretty sure this is the end of it. And the last two are just side stories, but I'm still gonna read them for this challenge. I love Soul Leveling. I love the world. So that's it for Soul Leveling. All right, Josh. So I decided to move over to my bed because I can't really sit down and read all the time. So right now it is currently 5:44. So I took a little bit of a break because I wanted to eat, but basically it took me like an hour to finish Soul Leveling and to finish Zom 100. I do think that's the final volume of Soul Leveling. I'm gonna find that out. But the next thing I'm going to read is going to be volume 7 of Initial D. So I did read this already, but when I had read it, I didn't retain anything. So I just decided I'm deciding to reread it again. And as of right now, I kind of do want to knock out like the chunkier ones in the morning because I know once I get like later on in the day, I don't know if I'm going to want to read the chunky volume. So let's start this one. So I do use a book light from time to time because I ain't trying to mess up my eyes. So let's continue with that. Alright, so I think I read a good portion of this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the camera off because I got to charge everything. I'm going to play some lo-fi music and I'm just going to read and probably throw on my AC because it's getting hot. Yeah, so it is currently 7:11 right now. Now, it took me longer than I thought to read and through Initial D. So not only did I read through Initial D, but I also decided to go ahead and read through The World's Finest Assassin Gets Reincarnated in Another World as an Aristocrat. I'm just gonna call it Assassin. So with Initial D, I absolutely love this volume. It was so much fun. We got to see Takumi basically go and race at a different location, and we got to see him basically grow. Now he actually wants to learn about cars. He wants to learn how to like tune cars. He wants to learn how to be like a mechanic. So that's so much fun. And then with World's Finest Assassin, the thing is, because this series comes out like essentially once a year, I'm a little bit lost. I remember roughly because the premise, it really is not that complex. So I remember roughly what's going on, but I don't know. I think in order to really appreciate the dynamics of I think his name is Lou. To appreciate the dynamics of Lou, I think I need to reread the entire series. I'm not gonna do that today or anytime soon right now. I need to see what I'm gonna do. So right now it's 7 o'clock. I've read through what 4 volumes. So I think I'm on a decent pace. I'll be completely honest. I don't really care if I finish the 24 volumes. I'm just enjoying reading manga. Like I've actually never spent an entire day like this just reading and just moving on from like volume to volume. It's so much fun. It's really just like reinvigorating my love for manga. So I want to finish I want to reach finish all 24 volumes, but if I don't, I'm just going to enjoy the ride and finish as much as I can. So the next one, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to read and I'll get back to ya. What's up, y'all? So as you can see right now, I'm outside. I just need a little bit of change of scenery. So I decided to go outside for a little bit and just read. So I'm going to read the Ace manga. So let's see if I like it. I'm pretty sure I am. It's made by the same, well, the art is by the person who does Dr. Stone. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy this. So let's check this out. Hey, how's it going? You're fine. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? What's up?
You don't want to talk here on him.
It's all good.
Sorry. He's not shedding yet, so. Sorry.
A corgi, right?
Yeah.
I love corgis.
Pickles. Have a good day.
You too. So I finished the first volume of Asia's story, and it's interesting. So I always assumed Asia just went with Whitebeard. Apparently, he had his own crew before Whitebeard picked him up. So that's interesting. They had the Spade Pirates, and also in here they have a retelling of Zoro versus Mihawk. So that part I kind of like just sped through because I pretty much know it, but it was interesting to see it in a different art style. So now I'm gonna read volume 2 of Asia's story. So that's it for volume 2 of Ace's story of the manga. This, it was not bad. I enjoyed it, but I've never been a big fan of Ace to begin with. In One Piece, my favorite character is Law. So when we finally, if we ever do get a manga version of the Law light novel, I'm gonna go crazy. But I will say, if you are a fan of Ace, you're gonna like this. I think this was a nice addition to like the One Piece mythos and having the light novels in manga format. Because I'll be honest, I was never gonna read the Ace light novels because I'm not a fan of Ace like that. But the mangas were interesting, especially seeing the different artwork that Boichi does is very interesting, especially Ace, because I was reading what was the new what like the new sci-fi western that Boichi was doing, and that character is exactly like Ace. But that's it for these two. Now I'm going to see what else I'm gonna read next. What's up, y'all? So I just came inside. Now, at the moment, it is what? It's 9:01 right now. Quick, this little thing. If you're wondering why I'm showing you my iPad every time I'm showing the time, I'm recording on my phone. I don't got two phones. But I do want to apologize for the audio when I was outside. I reviewed it. It's a little bad. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm sorry about that. Good thing is it's not a huge part. So I came back inside and I have a few different series that I'm thinking about trying. Well, not trying, but I'm gonna read. And I also did me a cup of coffee. So I'm just going to read through my manga, probably sit here for a little bit and just relax. So let's see. The first one I think I'm gonna start with. You know what? I want some action. We going with Baki. First one. I want to see some people fight. So hopefully the first volume there's action. I know sometimes it's a little slower start. Oh, I don't read with dust jackets on. I think they get messed up. So let's begin. This is so much fun already. This is a very good introduction to Baki, exactly what I was expecting. So I'm going to continue reading this. I'll probably read a couple more and then I'm just gonna get back to y'all. So I was going to read a couple volumes before I like checked in again. So right now it's 9:40 and I had to do this right now. So I just finished the first volume of Baki and this is exactly what Baki is supposed to be. Nice action. Baki literally just babying everyone that he comes across because everyone thinks because he's not necessarily known yet as a fighter, because he's not yet recognized in like tournaments and stuff like that. He's known underground. People don't really think Baki can do anything, especially when he's only been fighting for what they think is, a few months at most. Oh, this is so good. It's really interesting seeing how everything starts off, seeing how everyone gets introduced, seeing how all the other characters that I know from later on, like how they play such an importance right now. So yeah, I was going to check in a little bit after I read a few more volumes, but I had to talk about Baki for a little bit. This is wow. I mean, I see why it's as hyped as it is. I mean, I know like the other parts of Baki, I don't know the beginning. I think now I'm going to go into your forma and just keep on going. So I just finished your forma, and so this one I was able to breeze through it a little bit quicker than normal because I still remember a large portion of the manga since I did read the first two volumes not too long ago on the Crunchyroll app. But it's always interesting when like two people get paired together, like one android and one human, and the android is always like has more. They're programmed to have like more humanity than the human. I really do like that concept. So with your forma, this is a nice sci-fi mystery. If you want to check this one out, it is only 3 volumes, and I can't wait to see how it's going to end up ending because the virus is that gets hooked up to like the your formas, it's a pretty nasty virus and it's almost impossible for them to find out what's going on. After reading that, I think I am going to go with some romance. So let's go with the guy she was interested in wasn't the guy at all. It's volume 3, and let's just continue. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Right now, my back is killing me. Normally, I don't read sitting. I normally read laying down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce, read while laying down. I'm going to finish the guy she was interested in wasn't the guy at all. I'm gonna finish this. Then I'm also gonna read some Omniscient Reader and Smoking Man in the Supermarket. And then I might add something else, but I'm definitely gonna check in. So right now, just to let y'all know, it is 10 o'clock. So I'm going to check in with y'all in a little bit and let's see how far I get in probably maybe the next hour, maybe 2 hours. What's up, y'all? So I know I said I was going to give you a update within like a couple hours or whatnot. So right now it's what time is it? Right now it is 10:43, and I just finished the guy that she was interested in wasn't a guy at all. I need a break. I've read 10 volumes of manga. This is the most manga I've ever read. So I just need a quick little break, decompress for a little bit. But I wanted to just let y'all know my thoughts on this right here. It's amazing. I really do enjoy this series so much. It's so much fun. Now, the thing is, I love this volume because Koga is finally coming into her own. She is really enjoying herself. She is gaining confidence. I really do love it. I can't wait to see where the story goes from here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. 10 volumes of manga. It's been a lot. I am a little bit tired, a little bit Like my mind, I can't really focus. I try to read volume 2 of Your Forma. That one's a little more dense. I can't really focus. So I'm probably just going to relax a little bit, just decompress, maybe read a volume of something lighter, and I'm just gonna see what I do, and I'll come back and let y'all know what I'm going to be reading and my thoughts if I've read anything. So we'll see about that. What's up, y'all? So I am back. It is currently 12:59, basically 1 o'clock, and I'm going to continue reading my manga. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot harder than I thought. I just needed to relax, decompress. I took a shower, I watched some TV. Now I'm going to get back to it. Now I'm going to be reading Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint Volume 10 right now. So I'm going to try this out. I'm also going to read, I think, probably either Initial D or Delicious in Dungeon next. So we'll see which one I go for. But let's get it started. What's up, y'all? So right now it is 1:38, and I just finished Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Damn, this is good. I mean, it's hard for me to explain without like spoiling it, but basically they're going into the fifth scenario. So we're seeing everything starting to come to the boiling point. You know, he understands how to play the game. He understands how to win the scenarios, how to manipulate the situation. And that's like the whole thing about this series specifically, is that because he knows everything more or less, because he's read the entire light novel, he basically is trying to cheat the system to make sure he always wins. Now, I don't know why I was in the dark before. It's 1 in the afternoon. I don't know why I had like I have a blackout curtains. I don't know why I had them all the way drawn. But at this point, I think I am going to read probably I'm gonna go for fantasy. Let's go for Delicious in Dungeon Volume 9. Now, at the moment, so I did pick out 24 volumes that I did want to read. I don't know if I'm gonna hit all 24, and honestly, I don't know if I want to, if I'm being completely honest. The thing is, because right now my back is a little messed up, I have to like laying down. So I'm probably gonna be like in this position for like the majority of the video. I'm gonna try and move like to the chair, probably read in the chair a little bit if I can, but right now let's get on to Delicious in Dungeon. What's up, y'all? So it is currently 2:14, and I just finished volume 9 of Delicious in Dungeon. Now, I'll be completely honest. This volume was basically the flashback volume, and it was a little bit confusing for me. Like the way they was doing the flashbacks, it was like it'll be parts of the story of like the main story, then it'll just like instantly flash back. There was no build up, there was no like setting. It was just all of a sudden you were either flashback or dream, or it was an okay volume. I'll be completely honest. I don't know. Volume 9 is that flashback volume. Now, the next one I want to read is going to be Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, and this is going to be fun. I am having so much fun reading manga. I'll be completely honest, trying to do 24 straight is kind of what's killing me. Is the fact that I'm trying to read 24 volumes, within 24 hours, basically a volume an hour. So I'm just reading constantly back to back to back to back. But I'm still having fun, which I like that, especially now that I've basically put in my head, if I do all 24, I do all 24. If not, I'm just gonna enjoy what I'm reading. So next up, Smoking by the Supermarket with You, Volume 5. Yeah, so it is currently 4:25 right now. I did finish Smoking Me Out of the Supermarket with you, and I also went ahead and read Your Forma Volume 2 as well. Now, it's it's fun. So I I'm just reading at this point. Whatever I get through, I get through. But with Smoking Me Out of the Supermarket with you, this one was a little bit different. I didn't enjoy it as much as the other ones for the simple fact that this one didn't have as much, I guess, interaction with Yamada and Sasaki. This one was mainly more with Yamada and her coworkers. So with that one, I wasn't. That's not why I read the manga. I read the manga because I want to see Yamada and Sasaki. I want to see their interactions together. And with Your Forma Volume 2, this one had some insane things to happen. I mean, I don't want to spoil nothing for you, but there's something that happens in here that I thought we were gonna lose a character. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say which one, but this one, I can't wait to see how the story's gonna end, how the mystery's gonna end. It's definitely gonna be interesting. As of right now, so I've read these two. I think the next one, honestly, I think I'm gonna go for Initial D. I know I said that before, but I think now I'm actually ready for Initial D, and I'm probably going to, after Initial D, I definitely gotta start off. Where is it? Right here. Wash It All Away, Volume 4. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and read through these, and then I'll check in with ya. Yo, I gotta say, this volume of Initial D is my favorite volume so far. So we get a blast from the past with Takumi's father, who he actually beat some other dude's father. Now it's Takumi and the child of who his father beat, and now they're basically on some like basically like Creed Part Two type of vibe there. That was so much fun. And then not once like that portion of the volume was over, then you have like all this extra drama that's going on, like a straight up CW show. Like I don't know what was going on, but this one is easily my favorite volume. This one was so much fun to read. Wow, I was not expecting to have as much fun. I do have the last one, volume 9, but I'm not gonna read that today. I think I'm all initial deed out. So I also picked up not picked up, I also read Wash It All Away volume 4, right? So with Wash It All Away, it's more of Wash It All Away. There's a little bit of a scare that happens in this volume per se. I don't want to say what exactly goes on, but if you enjoy Wash It All Away, volume 4 is just more of Kinmei washing people's clothes and whatnot. I what I don't like is that what drew me in originally was that there's a thing that she doesn't remember. I think it was up to 2 years, up to 4 years, like prior. Like her memory is only like 2 or 4 years long at this point, and I want them to like go into it, but so far they haven't. So, but this was still a good volume nonetheless. All right, so now it is currently basically 6 o'clock. It is 5:58. So I have to see what I'm going to read now. I got Watch the Whole Way Volume 5, Smoking Man Supermarket. I have, Jesus, 3 volumes of Delicious in Dungeon here. I might actually, you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to actually read, where is this at? I'm going to read Soul Leveling, then Delicious in Dungeon, and I actually forgot about this one. I'm also going to read Baki. So, you know what? I'm going to read these 3. Right now it's 6 o'clock. Let's see how long this is going to take me. I have no clue. I'm not necessarily timing myself, but I'm thinking it's taking me about an hour or so to read each volume. I'm going to get through it little by little. I have still a handful of volumes to get through, and I'm just reading at this point. Like I'm autopilot mode. I'm having so much fun. I've never read this much manga ever in like one day. So I know after this I'm gonna stop. I'm not going to read any more manga for a while, but I'm having so much fun in like a zombie way. I'm burnt, but it's in a good way. So let's start off with something a little more simple. Let's go Baki, actually. You know what? Go and read this. I want to see some fights. Hi. So I completed the 24-hour manga challenge. I'm tired. You see, what happened was, right? I had took out 24 volumes that I wanted to just read throughout the day. And I learned pretty early on I wasn't gonna get to all of them. So instead, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna read what I can. And currently it is 4 o'clock the next morning. So I'm done. I have completed the 24-hour challenge. I am spent. I'm not gonna lie, I crashed crazy. So before I ended up crashing, I actually read Baki the Grappler Volume 2, and I really enjoyed this one. This one was so much fun. This one for me felt more like what a Volume 1 of Baki should be. This was all underground fight. You know, Baki was, you get to see the arrogance, you get to see that how Baki has no style, you get to see he adapts to whoever he's fighting against. And this was an amazing volume. I actually prefer this one over the regular volume one, because the regular volume one, Baki was fighting a specific style. It was whatever, but this one right here was, this is what I felt like a volume one should be, but volume two. So that was fun. And then I also ended up reading both of the short stories for Soul Leveling, volume 14 and volume 15. So with volume 14, this one is basically an epilogue of sorts of what happens after the entire Soul Leveling arc. Now you get to see how him and his wife get together. I really do like that. It's nice. This one's very interesting. And then volume 15 actually is kind of almost like a setup to the sequel. I did read the sequel a little bit when it was first coming out. I didn't really like it too much, so this one, it was just to me, but it was cool to see them like set up everything, because I didn't know that this was a thing when I read the sequel. So if I probably would have read this first, maybe I would have liked it more. I don't know. So that's what I read before I crashed. And I also, actually, no, I'm lying. I tried to read volume 10 of Delicious in Dungeon. And I'm not gonna lie, I read through most of this like maybe 2 or 3 times, and I was not retaining anything. I was just slumped. I was not able to even remember what was going on. So I ended up just like crashing. So out of like the 24 volumes that I had picked out, this is what I was left with. So I was left with volumes 10, 11, 12 of Delicious in Dungeon, volume 5 of Wash It All Away, volume 3 of Your Forma, and volume 6 of Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. So that's what I was left with. I'll be honest, this was so much fun. Like, just reading manga. I have never read this much manga in one sitting in my life. And to know that I made it through 18 volumes of manga, it's interesting. Like, it was a little taxing towards the ending, where it's just like, okay, drop one and then pick up the next. But it was fun getting to like get a big chunk of my TBR list down. I really just enjoyed that part of it. Would I do it again? I think I will, honestly. But I think I'll set it up a little bit differently. Maybe not, maybe try and space it out like what some other creators do. They do 24 hours, like they set the timer and they space out within a few days. I might do that version of it, but I really only had one day, so I'm like, let me go ahead and do the best I can just see how much volumes I can get through. I picked out 24 just so I can have basically that cushion, right? So I might, I'm not gonna lie, I really thought I was gonna make all 24, but you know, you find out by doing things, right? So that was everything. That was my 24-hour manga challenge. It's finally done. I'm happy I did what I sought out to do. It was so much fun. Now, if you made it this far into the video, thank you guys so much for watching. I mean, this is definitely gonna be a long one. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here and you like my content and you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so I'm posting another video. Follow me on Twitter. Links gonna be in the description. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.